everybody, welcome back here for another video. It's your boy here, ACG Afro Car Guy. If it's your first time swinging by, go in and stop, hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell icon so you get notified of all these videos when these drop. Let's jump straight into today's video. So today's video, we're going to talk about why is the 4th Gen Eclipse so hated. The 3G is another story, we'll get to that maybe, but we're talking about the 4th Gen right now. The 4th Gen Eclipse was my very first car in the car scene. When I purchased it, you know, I didn't think much of it. I knew eventually I would modify it, but I didn't think of it as being such an oddball car to begin with, considering, you know, Fast and Furious, you know, yeah, that type of stuff. So as I got further into the scene, went to my first car meet, Cafe and Octane, and I quickly realized, wow, I'm like literally 1 in a million right now. And it wasn't like in a cool sense, because the car wasn't exactly powerful or unique or rare, it just no one cared for it. So as time went on in the car scene, I quickly realized what made this car so shortcoming. The lack of power, no all-wheel drive, no turbo, no aftermarket support, no cosmetic mods, no anything other than the car itself. Mitsubishi really was on their way out when it came to making the 4th Gen Eclipse. The most I think they really threw into this car was the aesthetic styling of it, which kind of mimics the 2G a lot. So other than that, there wasn't really much to go off of, but they didn't leave us hanging totally. The 4th Gen Eclipse shares a similar motor to that of the 4G63T. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is the 4G69. So a fair bit of parts are pretty much shareable or cross paths in a certain instance. I say that to say this motor is the same motor that comes in earlier Lancers, which are pretty much another version or a lesser version of the Evos. So the motor itself, the 4-cylinder motor, I'm not saying it takes great to boost, but it can take boost. And it is derived from a car that's already been boosted. So it's actually a lot easier to modify the 4th Gen GS than it is the V6. Not saying the V6 can't be modified, but the 4-cylinder one is much more modifiable. So, but that was one kick to the stomach right there. The car doesn't come with any real power out the gate. Aftermarket support is little to nothing. When I got into it, I literally had to dig for a few years before I found any real backing as far as what to do to this car cosmetically and even like performance-wise. Big shout out to Drowsy Eclipse, because if it wasn't for him, I probably would never been running the 350Z Rocket Bunny kit on a car today. And same thing for anything else cosmetic to the car. To find most of the help for the platform, it used to be on all the forums and stuff like that. But now most of the forums are moved to Facebook group chats dedicated to the platforms. So that's a lot more help when it comes to finding things to do to these platforms. But ultimately, I think they're hated because these cars had so much to live up to after the 2nd Gen Eclipse, and he just never did. And with Mitsubishi making the Eclipse crossover or the Eclipse Cross, y'all know what I'm talking about. It kind of just was like an even more slap to the face as to why Mitsubishi is just Mitsubishi. They took what could have been pretty much the budget man's Evo or even a supercar killer and turned it into pretty much an economy car. And that was a big saddening blow to the car community. Even though considering a lot of Mitsubishi's cars, even the Evos, are becoming even more rare to see in the car scene due to lack of production, because they don't make them anymore. So that in itself is kind of a downer, but the double-edged blade to that is, since the car is so rarely seen, when you do start working on them, it is something to be seen, you know. I think this truck's trying to run me over. The longer you work at something, the more you get good at it. So anyone who owns the 4Gs, or at least now in this time span of owning the 4G, the come up has begun. There's a multitude of people who've done wide body kits to these cars, and it's not like these cars look awkward with wide bodies on them. They suit a lot of different styles of wide bodies very well. A lot of people are starting to boost them or have been boosting them and are making decent power figures. Some people are even making up to 600 wheel horsepower on all-wheel drive conversions of this car. Even with the 350 chassis mount wing, that's meant for a whole nother car, but fits seamlessly with this one. That's not to say that maybe these aftermarket companies are going to start making stuff for these cars. I think it's more so to say it's only up to your own imagination. And luckily, the 4th Gen Eclipse just seems to take well to everything from performance to aesthetics to just downright being unique. When I started building this car, I had no idea the aspect I'll go with it, but now that I am where I am, it's like I can't stop. So next time you take a look at a 4th Gen Eclipse just laying around on Facebook Marketplace or at any old car dealership going for, for a simple price, think twice, because there may be a little more to it than you think. I mean, nothing against these other car owners, but would you rather drive a 350Z that you'll see anywhere else in the country, or would you rather drive a pretty much one-of-one build that you'll see only once you walk into your garage? The choice is yours. Yeah. Well, that's just about do it for this week's video, guys. It was a little quick one. I'm on the way to work right now, so I can make some do. I don't know, I was gonna say guap. I don't know if I can say that. Kind of just said it too late now. But anyways, guys, if you have any more questions about the platform, about the build, feel free to hit me up, DM me, leave a comment in the comment section, and I'll get back to y'all as fast as I can. I'll catch y'all next time. Remember, hold that dream.